The Federation of Unions of South Africa, that's Fedusa, also hosted its May Day celebrations today. The MEC for Education in KwaZulu-Natal, Mbali Fraser, was among their keynote speakers. Fraser finally giving some clarity on the much criticized collapse of the National School Nutrition Program in KZN. Our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli was there earlier attending those celebrations. She's joining us now from outside our Durban studios just to give us an update of what happened earlier. Lethiwe, good afternoon. You've finally been able to get some answers from the MEC for Education about this burning issue of hungry children in more than 5,000 schools of KwaZulu-Natal.
Well, good afternoon, Braden. This is after a week long of trying to speak to the MEC here in the province. We wanted to get some answers last week, but unfortunately, the department has been very shy in answering media questions regarding this crisis. From last week, you'd remember that the ANC here in KwaZulu-Natal on Tuesday announced that the tender that was given to Pasina Retail has been terminated, and when we posed the question as to why the MEC for Education was not the one who was announcing this, they did say that it was government's issue to deal with crises such as this one. And as you mentioned, over 5,400 schools in the province were without food for about 2 weeks, and 2 million children were affected by this. This is following the system that the Department of Education here in the province changed, where they then awarded this huge tender to one company, which is Pasina Retail, and did away with the old system of using different service providers in each and every district in the province. And of course, the company failed for some odd reason to deliver food. They are saying it's logistical issues, but we haven't been able to speak to the company because they are not taking any media questions or interviews at this time. But now the Department of Education, as you mentioned, the MEC was celebrating May Day celebrations in Durban earlier on, and we caught up with her, asking her about the most important issue. Schools are reopening tomorrow, Braden, and everyone wants to know whether schools will be provided with food or not. And she is saying that since last week, they are going back to the old system of using different service providers in the province, and they have alerted them since last week that they'll have to deliver food to all the schools that rely on the National Feeding Scheme program. So when we asked her whether each and every school that was affected will have food tomorrow, this is what the MEC had to say.
As you understand that last week or in the last few weeks, we had glitches in terms of ensuring that our learners are getting food in time in their schools. We have then went back to the old method of doing things. The service providers will be delivering schools. They've started from yesterday, today, definitely tomorrow. We are going to be having a smooth day because our learners will receive their meals at the right time.
I understand, Lukele, that there's been a war of words between the company that is really mired in this controversy, Pasina Retail, and the Department of Education there over the past week. What's the latest status you can tell us now?
Well, we believe that the company wants to be paid for the work it has done already, and the department is basically saying that there's no work that has been done, and this is why the contract has been terminated. But the company does believe that there was money that they spent, and they are asking for the department to pay them. So far, we don't know what is going to happen, because we do understand that lawyers have had to get involved. There were statements that were released last week by Pasina Retail saying that they are demanding that the Department of Education pays them for the work they've done. We do also understand that there are investigations. So far, no one has been held accountable for the failure to deliver food to the many schools in the province. And we do understand that the Special Investigating Unit is investigating some of the issues that might have led to schools not receiving food. There's also the Office of the Premier here in KwaZulu-Natal. They did announce that they're going to be doing an investigation as well. And the National Basic Education Minister, Angie Motshekga, is also involved. They did say that they're holding talks with the MEC in the province regarding this issue because they want to find out exactly what happened. But so far, no one has been held accountable. The department is saying that the company, Pasena Retail, failed them, and the company is also saying that they didn't receive enough support from the department and also their partners that they had approached during the time that they hadn't actually started delivering food in the province. But of course, it's a back and forth, and the most important thing that we should not forget about is the fact that 2 million learners unfortunately went hungry, and they were attending classes for almost 2 weeks without food, and some of the schools received rotten food. So it's a lot that we need to not forget regarding this issue. But in talking to the MEC about what is going to happen moving forward regarding this company, are they going to pay out? She is saying that the matter is with the lawyers, and she didn't want to elaborate further on what's going to happen. But she's saying that it's going to take time for them to pay out, or if they are going to pay out, the lawyers will have to advise. But this is what she had to say.
We still need to start by consolidating first, checking how much food they've delivered. Then the legal section will deal with it, looking at all issues involved. Then we will start paying, but not for now. We are still going to check, consolidate, and do the thorough as the department investigation on which school suffered, what happened, and all that. The paying part, for now, I can't even talk about it.